Hey everyone, welcome back to Redbanditracing. Welcome back to the channel. We have a really special video here for you today. We're going to be doing an unboxing.
Yeah, so a RC brand by the name of Hosim reached out to us on Instagram and actually sent us a car to unbox and review. We have the Hosim X0-8. This is one of the RC cars they offer to us. They also offer the X0-7. If you guys go check out the website, they have a lot of cars listed for actually a really good price. This is listed about $260, but they are all on sale right now for about $200. Some are even below $160. So for a four-wheel drive brushless car, that's a really good deal.
Really good deal. I chose this one because it looked more like a monster truck. Now the X07 actually looks like an e-Revo.
Yeah, it's
really
more of a stadium truck type of build. All right, so the X08 does come with all metal gearing, so that's another really good thing for its price. It also comes with a brushless motor, has metal axles and drive shafts, and the ESC is just like the Arma Gorgon, is a 2-in-1, so the receiver and the ESC are both in one unit. It does come with a 3 kg digital high torque servo, so we're gonna see how good that is.
But let's get this thing unboxed. It is ready to run. So this is gonna be really, really interesting. All right. Slide out this way, it looks like.
Here we go.
Package material. Wow. Okay.
This is a really good body.
I personally like the colors. That's
Yeah.
like an 80s, 90s color right there. Let's get this thing off. Looks like it's not out of the box. There's some stuff that's gonna be in here. Let's go ahead and take that out and cut that up. That should be the remote. I think they packaged the batteries in the tray, so we'll check that out.
Here's the remote. Put this also in a wrap. All right, so the remote, there's definitely a lot going on. There are multiple trims. We'll go over all that stuff later when we start running it, but you have your steering reverse and your throttle reverse. And it does have a warning label to not pull the trigger when pairing, so I don't know for sure if it's already paired to the car or we have to do it ourselves. It does run on, 4 AA batteries like all the other remotes. Definitely feels a lot like the remote that came with the Arma Gorgon from Spectrum. It's a bit stiff, but that's not really a bad thing. Another good thing, you can steer with one hand because the throttle knob is pretty close to your thumb.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would make more sense because the Gorgon is Arma, so they use Spectrum stuff in it, so that would make more, this really does. This feels just like, go grab the Gorgon. It feels just like the Gorgon remote.
This one's a bit loose.
A bit looser? Yeah, this is a little bit looser. This is a little stiffer, which isn't bad because you can really feel the steering. So as you're steering harder and harder, you can actually feel that. So, no, this is not bad. We'll go over all this stuff when we go out for the first run, once we finish this unboxing. It looks like there's a label on top of the car too. Please rip off the protective attachment. Okay, so.
Yeah, I can see there is a plastic layer over the car right
So
now.
they do protect the bodies,
Yeah.
which is nice. And about the wheels, just make sure that the wheels are tight periodically. And I want to go over something like that. I want to go over that real quick with you. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see it? They put the wheels on wrong. So
yeah, tires are backwards.
yeah, these, again, we'll go over some of this later on in the next video, but these are Talons. These really look like Talons, and
Talon EXTs for sure.
Yeah, Talon EXT, they're all backwards, all of them. So probably going down the assembly line and it was going down the wrong way. I guess, I don't know, because the chance of them all being wrong backwards. But you know, let's go ahead and see what it's actually going to come with, because I heard it comes with a lot of stuff. So let's go and do a proper unboxing, which that bag did not want to open. All right, so obviously it comes with your manual. I don't think there's a digital manual. I'm not sure. No, this is not for the manual, it looks like. But I'm pretty sure you can download. It wouldn't make sense for you not be able to download the manual. This is going to give you everything that you're going to need, which is pretty basic. So definitely keep this. Looks like it gives you a travel bag.
It's pretty good.
Well, wait, there's stuff in it. Ooh. Okay.
Looks like extra body pins.
Yeah, look, they give you a travel bag, a cleaning brush. That's cool. And it gives you 4 extra clips, pull clips. I mean, how many times do we lose these?
Well, Stampede probably every few runs.
Yeah.
So that's pretty useful.
Quite literally. Let's see here. It gives you Gives you some Phillips screwdrivers.
Extra wheel nuts.
And another set of pull pins.
Yeah.
So now you have 3 sets of pull pins. That's actually really nice. Extra wheel nuts, your typical wheel nut tool. Wow, they really went all out on that. Here is what I'm guessing is the charging cord.
Yeah.
So let's unravel this real quick. Looks like they really tied this up really well. All right, so this is gonna be the charging cord. We're gonna test this, guys. We wanna know how long it's gonna take to charge these batteries. So if you notice behind us, we got our HTRC charger. You can charge multiple different LiPo batteries with this and nickel hydride. With the 2 batteries it supposedly comes with, we're gonna check the charging time for you guys because the box, I don't know, I could have read somewhere it took 4 hours. I think he read somewhere it took, what, an hour and 20 minutes or something?
About 90 minutes.
90 minutes, so we're gonna check that. We wanna know what the charge time is. Let's go and pop the body off and see what's in there.
I think these these little pull tabs are actually pretty useful. I mean, you just pull, comes right off. And this car actually does go pretty smooth.
Yeah, it is brushless, but it's
very smooth.
Pretty quiet.
It does look like there is a secondary body. So on their site, the car is listed in 2 different categories, one for the red body and one for the pink green. So I guess they do give you both bodies with both cars.
That's actually really cool because you can have a shelf body and a bash body. That's really nice. And oh wow, I don't know if you noticed this. These are not decals, by the way. These are painted on graphics. These are on the body, so you're not going to have to worry about the decals coming off.
So they do go to pretty good lengths to protect the body.
Oh yeah. All right, now as you can see,
there are 2 batteries.
Yeah, they look like they stack them in there. So let's go ahead and take those off. Ooh, nice strong Velcro strap.
That's a pretty heavy battery for this size.
Yeah, I thought I was going to say the opposite. These are really light. Look at this.
I feel like these are a bit heavier than the MERV batteries.
Yes, they are heavier than the MERV batteries. I mean, anything's heavier than the MERV battery, but it does say it's a 2600 milliamp, 7.4 volt, 25C rating. Does come with the balance connector, so that's good. And I can't remember what type charger this is because we're not familiar with this kind of stuff, but the adapters that we have will fix it right there. That will connect it. So we won't have to worry about that. Again, we're gonna test this with this one. I'm not sure how, I'm gonna have to I really don't know, guys. This looks like it's the balance cord to plug right there. And then you just plug this in. So
that's what I'm thinking, yeah.
I guess you don't need to charge it with this one. But then again, I don't know. We're gonna test it out so we know exactly how to do it, so you guys will know how to do it.
Other thing I'm noticing is they have a almost fully enclosed center drive shaft, and it is made out of steel or metal. So that's something Traxxas doesn't even do. They don't enclose their drive shafts, and rocks get in all the time.
Oh,
but
yeah.
This one seems like there might not be a way for rocks to get in there. I think that might be a really good design.
I like the battery straps.
Yeah.
I like the battery straps. I thought it came with 2. It does come with 2. They have it held on with 2, but technically
it does run underneath the chassis.
Yeah, so that's cool. I like I like the heatsink that's on there.
Yeah.
That's really cool. This is brushless. The oil-filled shocks. It does have hobby-grade shocks.
There are also metal springs on the shocks as well.
These are it's stiff.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I did notice. If you guys look at that front shock tower,
it does bend a little bit.
That could be good though because
it could give.
Yeah, it's gonna give. It's gonna bend. That might be good.
Oh, I just noticed something else. Yeah, there are metal skid plates.
Metal.
Well, one metal skid plate.
One metal skid plate. Hey, it's for the front. One thing I do want to mention is the front bumper. The front bumper, I don't know how big of an impact this is gonna be able to take because there's no flex. It does have the bumper brace right here, but it's not gonna flex. Now, if you look on the back flexes. So when it's doing wheelies, landing on the back, it's gonna absorb. The front's not gonna absorb. So I don't know how that's gonna affect when it comes to durability.
Another thing I noticed, and this might be the very first time I've noticed anything in the RC community, there is a floating motor design. And I already tried to shake it a little bit. It seems solid. I don't think it's gonna move or anything. But if it does, I think it could end with breaking a motor shaft, breaking the gears as well. So as long as that stays secured like it does seem like it will, it'll be fine, but it just seems like it could open up a few problems.
Yeah, and the big thing that I look for in a hobby grade RC car, taking it apart and the type of screws that they're using and the hardware. And the first thing that catches my eye is everything is a Phillips screw. When we got the Stampede, can't see it. When we got the Stampede, the first thing we did is I started taking those screws out and we started putting hexes in. If it's a true hobby grade RC car, they're gonna have hexes.
Yeah.
Phillips screws, that just, it just reminds me of a cheap car or an inexpensive car. I think what we should do now is pull down another car, because this is, like you said, this was $200 on sale. What can you get for $200 from Traxxas? I think we have two, technically. Actually, you know what? We'll do one from Traxxas and one from Arma. So let's move this stuff out of the way.
So the Traxxas comparison in price is a two-wheel drive brushed Stampede.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna throw a body on because I wanna see these two side by side.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna clip the body on or nothing, but let's, okay, well, you know, that's one thing I really like. Yes.
That went on pretty
Yes.
easily.
Granted, it's got pins. It goes on. So I'm happy about that. So
That's way better than the Stampede.
way better. Man, those, and that's gonna be another test.
Yeah.
Will those pins pull out of the body? I mean, it happens every time in Stampede. Side by side,
Stampede's definitely bigger, and wider, probably heavier too.
yeah, if you guys wanna look at it this angle, that's the side by side comparison. Wow, the ground clearance. I'm not even gonna measure ground clearance because
Yeah,
there's a
Stampede
lot.
has probably the best ground clearance of any car
Yeah,
in
so
RC world.
So for $200, you're gonna get a 4-wheel drive brushless system. It's got a lot of add-ons. I think they did a good job with
Yeah.
making sure that you had everything that you needed to get going on this. Whereas the Traxxas, this is 2-wheel drive. You're not gonna get anything extra with this. You're gonna get the nickel hydro battery, and that is it. You're not gonna get any extra clips. I think they may give you some extra clips. I don't remember.
I think they had a few maybe.
A few, and I know they give you the wheel nut tool just like they did. This is definitely a better bang for your buck.
It's way better value.
Way
for
better
sure.
value. Now the difference is going to be: is this a hobby grade? Is this going to be as durable as this one? We don't know. That's what we're going to test. But what I want to do now is let's look at the Gorgon, because the Gorgon was what, 160?
160.
160. Let's bring the Gorgon down and put them in between each other. Okay, I'm going to do one more thing, guys, because it's bothering me. Let's fix these tires. All right, I feel much better about that. We got the wheels on correctly. Now let's whip up the Gorgon. Now the Gorgon was 160.
160.
160. Now look at the size difference between all three of them. This one's taller than the Stampede, but I believe,
I think it's a bit wider too.
I think it's a bit wider, and I think they had almost the same ground clearance.
Yeah.
The only difference is between the Arma and the Stampede is a front and rear chassis brace right there, where this one doesn't. So this one I think will do better like over rocks and stuff like that. Against the Rustler is definitely bigger than it. Definitely longer than it. This is actually a pretty short wheelbase right here. If I pull it back a little bit to match the axles right there. So it looks like it's hard to see from here,
Yeah.
but what, Stampede's like 1 inch? And wow, the Gorgon's getting close to 2 inches longer. So that's a big difference. That's the Hosim. It looks quick. It looks quick. I've heard it's pretty quick. We're gonna test it out. I'm not sure if there's anything I wanna take off on this after looking at it. We're just gonna take it for a rip. Let's take it for a rip. But first, we're gonna check these batteries out, guys. I don't know where they went. Oh, right here. We're gonna take these batteries. We're gonna have a timer. We're gonna charge one with my charger, and then we're gonna charge the other one with this one. And we gotta figure out how, because if you're not plugging this one into the power cord and you're just plugging it into the balance, I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah.
We're gonna set a timer. We're gonna see how long it takes to charge these. We're gonna take it out. We're gonna take it out for a first rip, not a bash, just a rip, and we're gonna speed test it.
So we're gonna see how long these take. The website does say around 90 minutes. So we'll see if both finish around the same time, or our charger's a bit quicker, or even their charger's a bit quicker.
Yeah, and we'll go over the control settings. We'll go over the ESC settings, the on-off switch, make sure everything's paired. There's got a lot of extra plugs in here. I'm not sure what they say. I'm really trying to look. Wow, I can't even read that. But I'm pretty sure it's for additional things that you can plug in. I'm not sure what else you would plug in, but it does look like this one's plugged in for the LED lights, because it does have LED lights. And on the back, it doesn't look. I think it's just the front. So yeah, let's get ahead and get these things charged and get out of here.
Yep.
All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and do the battery test. I wanna see how long these batteries take to charge. What we're gonna be using is we're gonna be using the standard charger that the Hosim came with. Now, we're gonna be using a 10-watt block, which is a little bit higher than your normal block, which is probably around 5 watts. Now, this light's gonna be red and it's gonna be flashing green. What we want to see is a solid red and a solid green, which would indicate that the battery is fully charged. On our HT-RC charger, this is probably going to charge a lot quicker. This does have a separate balancer charger along with the power cord. I can see this charging a lot quicker because of that, where this is not actually balance charging it. I mean, it is balance charging it because it's charging it through the balance port, but it's not charging it through the power port. So I'm not sure what the difference is on that because I'm not 100% sure. I'm not an expert on that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug these in, start the timer, and see which one's gonna last longer. Now, we went ahead and already ran these batteries because we wanted them fully depleted before doing this. That way it gives a more accurate charge. So let's go ahead and start it. We'll start with this one. As you can see, it's flashing green. So now we're gonna get this one ready. This one's already plugged in. We're gonna go over here, lithium battery. We're gonna go hit start. It's gonna be a LiPo balance charge. Hit start again. Now we're gonna charge it on 2.6 amps because this is a 2600 milliamp and you want to charge 1 amp for every 1000 milliamps. So that would be 2.6 amps. We're gonna hold start. It's gonna check it and we're gonna confirm it. I'm gonna start charging and now it's gonna start charging. Let's see how long this takes. We're gonna set a timer going. That's gonna go ahead and go. I can imagine this one taking maybe 30 to 40 minutes, if that. I can see this one taking near 2 hours. But let's go ahead and let it charge and check.
3 hours later.
All right, so we're gonna stop the charging because we're over the 3 hour mark and I'm pretty sure this is gonna take about 4 hours with a fully dead battery. We're gonna stop this right now. Just assume that it's gonna take you about 4 hours to charge this battery with the charger that it comes with. And you're gonna get about a 20 to 25 minute runtime depending on where you're running. If you guys are looking to use this charger, I would probably highly recommend getting a different charger because this is gonna take you guys a long time, especially with 2 batteries. All right, so let's go ahead, make sure all the wheels are tight. Make sure nothing's gonna come loose. Let's go ahead and install the battery. Really like those pins. Now this battery, let's see here, we'll have it facing, probably that's the best way to do it. That way the wires are going in. Put the strap on, like that. It's probably not gonna come out. That looks good. Let's go and plug it in. It's all plugged in. Everything looks good. Let's turn on power on the remote. Okay, so you have to hold the power for it to turn on. Gives a little beat. Actually, it's not bad.
Pretty good servo.
That's a fast return. Look at the return.
Yeah.
How's
Checking
that?
grass.
How's that grass? Ooh, there's where it struggles, right there. Still not bad though. That's not bad for a small servo. All right, so let's go and throw the body on. I think we've been spoiled with clipless systems. I really don't like pins on anything we run. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do with this, like we do with every car, we're gonna speed test it. Let's see how fast this thing goes. Let's go ahead and plop this on here somewhere. You know what? It's going right on the roof. All right, so it's got a really sensitive brake. I went ahead and adjust the throttle, the steering trim. We're gonna have to adjust that servo because it's really adjusted to the far left. So we're probably gonna have to take that servo horn off and move it over a little bit. It brakes really fast, like really fast. Now it does just, it feels a little tight. Ooh. It's got good throttle, but the steering feels tight. It could just be a characteristic of the car. Let's go ahead and do a speed test. That's it. Let's come back. I don't want to break that speed by doing 2 passes. Wow, you can feel it. You can hear it. It's got a lot of throttle brake. 28. Now, how fast was the Gorgon?
24. 26.
This is a little bit faster. It's really not that bad. Let's do one more just to make sure. I tell you right now, those talons, really slick. Let this car pass real quick. That's it.
Ooh.
Okay, nice stability right there. I was really expecting that thing to flip over. That was actually a little impressive right there. Stampede would have flipped over. probably 27, 20 miles an hour. That's not bad. As you guys can see, those LED light kits, it's hard to see right there. Actually looks kind of cool. Yeah. I mean, it's all the little things, the little attention to detail. Now these tires on this concrete, it's really slick. I mean, I'm sliding around. I bet you on dirt, this might be a little worse. So we're gonna have to test it out. Let's go ahead and take this off. Let's go ahead and test around the dirt a little bit. You gotta test those donuts. Not bad, not bad. Right there, you see right there, that happened right there? I barely tapped the brakes and it just throttle broke. So I don't know if that's on purpose. Okay. I don't think I can do a bicycle, but ooh, maybe. A little bit. The steering's fighting me a little bit, and that could be the grass. All right, so the front trim, that's the percentage of trim before and after. I'm not sure exactly what that's for. Now the PCT trim, now that's your steering trim. So if you look right here, if I put this up on my foot, okay, now if we put this all the way down to 0, like that, look at the steering. That's it. As I'm falling over. Now if I put it all the way up, like that, now you have full steer. So you're probably gonna wanna leave that all the way up. Now as far as that's your actual steering trim, like I said, we're gonna have to take the servo horn off and adjust that, because that is definitely off a little bit, because right now we're almost full left. So that's an easy adjustment. Okay, I can do a little bicycle, but it doesn't have enough power to maintain the bicycle. So it's really not that bad. Let's see how the handling is on the concrete real quick. Ooh. Definitely squirrely. On the concrete, it does seem a little slower. It's definitely seems a little faster on dirt. Whoa, did a little nose stand right there. So this has extremely strong braking. That's some serious braking. Watch, if I do that again, it kind of does a nose stand. The only thing I don't like right now is that throttle brake. I didn't do it that time. It's not bad. It's a little hard to control. Obviously this does not have TSM or any kind of help right there, so you kind of have to drive it, but the talons make it, man, the talons make it really squirrely.
Yeah, so the steering wheel, or I guess the steering knob, is a bit tight, so you just have to kind of get used to that. But it's a pretty stable car if I get a bicycle going.
If it doesn't stop hopping.
Yeah, it does hop a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
It does do wheelies. If you guys noticed that, hold on, let me try to do that again. I guess I mean, it's not, if you can hold it steady, it does do a pretty good straight line burnout on dirt. Not a lot of cars can. Ooh,
that was nice.
What?
That was a bunny hop to its back end. That was a new trick.
That was a bunny hop. It's not even a wheelie. It's an air trick.
Whoa.
Definitely has pretty good tricks. I mean, it does do wheelies, bicycles.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty stable. Especially for its price. I mean, this is a really good deal for what you're getting out of it. battery's dead. If you guys can listen, it does tell you when the battery's dead.
Is that a Spectrum thing?
Is this Spectrum?
I don't know.
This is very similar to Spectrum. Even the remote's kind of similar to Spectrum.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Spectrum. We'll kind of look it up. We'll put it down in the description if we think it is. But that's typically what Spectrum ESCs like to do. They like to talk to you.
So, thoughts on it? I mean, the body clip stayed on, so there's no problem with that. The body took some scratches, but overall, it can do a lot of things. It can do tricks. It can jump. It can actually rotate in the air. If you guys saw that tree jump, I was able to re-level it once I got in the air. It didn't bottom out that often. Pretty good speed. It was a bit unstable on the dirt, but that's with all RC cars. You have to be careful with it. But yeah, overall, this is a great car. The servo's pretty good. Even the lights are blinking. So there are a lot of indicators that your battery has died. It's kind of annoying. All right, so that was about 15, maybe 20 minutes of runtime. And most lipos get better as they deplete more often. Our lipos have been used many times, so those have been worn in. They have longer run times. Also, 15-20 minutes on grass in high-speed runs, that's not terrible. Most of our batteries last 25-30, maybe 35 minutes. So it's not that far off from a big 3,000, 5,000 milliamp battery, maybe 6,700 milliamp. It's definitely not on that level, but it's not that far off.
All right, so yeah, I totally agree with Will. It's getting a little windy, so hopefully the audio doesn't sound bad. But it's talking to me a lot. It's telling me it's tired and it's had enough fun and it wants to go home. So we're gonna clean it up. Man, I really want to try the Rustler talons on this. It'll be much bigger. Maybe we can fit some sledgehammers on here. We're gonna try some things just to make this funner. And we are definitely going to go ahead and try and pick up a 3S LiPo because this can run on 3S. And this thing is gonna, if this thing's a beast like that on 2S at almost 30 miles an hour, 3S is gonna be a lot of fun. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is that throttle brake, because if we start jumping ramps, that can really affect how we're gonna land and perform tricks. So I really hope you guys like this. This was really fun. We really appreciate it. We give our thanks to Hosim for letting us review this car. This is a great car. If you guys are looking for a beginner car out there, this is it. Go in, pick yourself up one. They're really inexpensive. They give you a lot of stuff, the extra battery strap, the extra battery. They really give you the tools that you guys need to start off the hobby. So stay tuned for future videos. We got 1 or 2 more videos coming out with this. The next one's gonna be a full-on bash. We might take this to the skate park, or we might just bring our ramps out and start sending it. I wanna check the durability. I wanna see how strong this thing is. At this price and these shocks, this suspension, those axles, this thing has gotta be able to take a beating. So we're gonna go ahead and check that. Everything else looks good on it. Nothing came loose. That was a lot of fun. Hope you guys liked it. Like and subscribe. See you guys on the next one.